You walk in angry. Your dog immediately drops its head and completely avoids your gaze. You think it knows it did wrong. It refuses to make eye contact. You assume this is an absolute admission of guilt, but you're misreading the entire emotional situation. Everyone calls this the classic guilty look. But the real reason your dog looks away tells a completely different, heartbreaking story. That averted gaze? It has absolutely nothing to do with guilt or understanding right from wrong. It's not even close to that. Your dog simply doesn't have the mental capacity to feel human guilt. That's just a trait we project onto its actions. We believe it feels guilty because it looks away. In reality, it's just terrified of your sudden, intense shift in emotional energy. When you storm into a room, your entire physical presence shifts dramatically. Your dog registers this scary transformation instantly before you speak. Your shoulders lock up tight. Your breathing gets incredibly shallow and sharp. You quickly become a completely different person to your dog. In a matter of seconds, your posture shifts. Its sense of safety is gone, entirely replaced by an intense need to protect itself. It isn't ignoring your anger. It's simply trying to hold itself together through the heavy tension you just brought into its normally quiet space. Before you even manage to say a single angry word, your dog already knows you're deeply upset about something in the house. It doesn't just see your frustration. It actually smells the anger radiating off your body like a heavy, invisible wave of tension. As your anger spikes, your body releases tension. Your dog's highly sensitive nose picks up this invisible change almost immediately. To your dog, your familiar scent changes from deeply comforting and safe to incredibly sharp, alarming, and unpredictable in an instant. This sudden shift forces its muscles to tense up. Its breathing changes instantly, bracing for whatever unpredictable reaction is coming next. It's not sitting there thinking about the trash it tore up 3 hours ago. That event is completely gone from its mind. Your dog lives entirely in the present moment. It literally can't connect past mistakes to your current, overwhelming display of sudden anger. Fear completely takes over its mind, pushing aside any reason. It only knows that its favorite human is currently acting very dangerous. You're standing there demanding answers from it. Why did you do this? Look at me right now while I'm talking to you. But demanding direct eye contact right now is the absolute worst thing you could possibly do to your highly stressed, frightened dog. Because in the wild, holding a steady, unblinking gaze carries a very specific, incredibly dangerous meaning that it instinctively understands very well. Your dog's DNA remembers crucial survival rules that were written thousands of years ago. It can't simply ignore those deep, ancient instincts. When your temper unexpectedly flares, you aren't just experiencing those intense, heavy emotions alone inside your own isolated bubble of personal frustration. Your dog acts as an emotional sponge, literally absorbing every single ounce of your dark frustration into its own small, sensitive body. As you breathe heavier from sudden anger, your dog's heart beats faster right alongside yours. Its rising tension matches yours perfectly. Its small body becomes completely overwhelmed by the intense, crushing pressure filling the room. It feels exactly what you're feeling right now. You might think you're just feeling slightly annoyed, but to your highly sensitive dog, that emotional shift feels completely deafening and terrifying. It feels utterly trapped in a rising wave of negative energy that it can't possibly escape, control, or even begin to understand. Your frustration triggers its body's alarm system, sending it into complete panic mode. It's preparing for a threat it can't even see. It desperately averts its eyes because looking directly at your angry, contorted face is just too much for its sensitive body to handle. It's simply trying to block out the intense weight of your blinding rage by looking completely away from your tense, angry face. You keep leaning in closer, waiting for a meaningful apology that it literally can't give you, no matter how hard you try. Ears pinned back reveals pure stress. A tucked tail signals deep insecurity. These combined actions prove it's experiencing genuine, overwhelming distress right now. These aren't the sneaky signs of a guilty conscience. These are the heartbreaking signs of a gentle creature in deep emotional distress. This brings us to the single most misunderstood part of this entire tense interaction between you and your frightened, cornered best friend. You naturally want direct eye contact to feel respected. You want it to acknowledge you and understand exactly why you're so upset. But in the complex, silent language of dogs, a hard, fixed stare means something incredibly terrifying that you don't even realize. A soft gaze creates warmth. A hard, unblinking stare from a tense body acts as a direct, terrifying threat of physical violence. When you stand over it and stare down, you're unknowingly challenging it to a serious, potentially dangerous physical fight right then and there. You're essentially speaking the universal language of aggressive predators right in the middle of your own supposedly safe, quiet living room. If it actually looks back into your angry eyes, it instinctively accepts the physical challenge and escalates the dangerous tension even further. Your intense stare forces a terrible choice. It must either fight back, run away entirely, or completely shut down to avoid a conflict. Your dog loves you way too much to ever fight you, so it naturally looks away to break the dangerous, escalating tension. Turning its head away is the ultimate white flag. It's surrendering entirely to you, refusing to engage in any form of combat. It's deliberately exposing its vulnerable neck to clearly show it means no harm whatsoever. It trusts you won't actually hurt it physically. You see stubborn defiance in its turned head. It's actually offering you the deepest, most profound level of physical submission and trust. It's silently saying, "I won't ever fight you, even when you look this incredibly terrifying and unpredictable right in front of me." It chooses pure vulnerability over violent conflict. It chooses its deep love for you completely over its own natural, ancient defense instincts. Experts call this specific act of turning away a calming signal. It's a highly sophisticated tool used to prevent physical violence. It's not just trying to protect itself from harm. It's actively trying to protect you from losing control of your own emotions. By breaking eye contact, it hopes to lower the temperature in the room. It's just trying to calm you down with its soft body. It genuinely thinks if it acts very small and completely non-threatening, you'll finally feel safe again, and the scary storm will pass. Because to your dog, your sudden explosive rage means you must be in extreme danger from some invisible threat in the room. You know precisely why you're mad. Your dog only feels your intense, confusing anger without understanding any of the human reasons behind it. So it desperately uses the only tools it has available to make the scary, overwhelming feelings stop for both of you right now. It averts its gaze immediately. It yawns nervously. It might even slowly wag its tail very low to the ground to appease you. These gentle movements help its own body relax. It's actively trying to lower the temperature and help you calm down as well. It's desperately trying to repair the fragile, invisible emotional thread strongly connecting the two of you before it snaps completely apart forever. It just wants its safe, predictably kind human back right now. It desperately wants its quiet, peaceful, happy home back the way it was. Every single time it looks away from you, it's silently, nervously asking if you still love it despite all this scary, loud noise. We constantly expect complex human apologies from gentle creatures that speak an entirely different, incredibly ancient language of energy and body movements. We unfairly project our own complicated human guilt onto its simple, beautifully honest, and purely instinctual physical reaction to sudden, overwhelming fear. For thousands of years, your dog survived by reading human moods perfectly. Its survival depends entirely on keeping you very happy and calm. When you're really angry, you instantly become the scariest, most unpredictable thing in its entire universe, destroying its only sense of daily peace. Not because you hit it, but because you're literally its whole entire world. Its only source of comfort, food, and daily affection. Your warm approval is the only thing that gives its short, simple daily life any real meaning, structure, or deep emotional purpose whatsoever. When it completely loses your warmth, it literally loses its only sturdy anchor to safety in a confusing, overwhelming, and unpredictable human world. We process sudden anger with complex human logic. It simply feels your anger as an immediate, catastrophic threat to its only safe place. That averted, nervous gaze is the heaviest, most painful emotional burden your sweet dog ever has to carry during its short life with you. It's bravely holding all that intense fear inside its small body, patiently waiting for the terrifying, heavy anger to finally pass over you completely. As your anger lingers, its deep fear stays high. It just sits there, taking the heavy emotional hit, waiting for the scary tension to break. It won't ever hold a grudge against you. It's just quietly praying for your harsh voice to soften and for your warm smile to return. Think deeply about the very last time you stood over your trembling dog, angrily demanding it look at you and acknowledge its bad mistake. You naturally wanted it to feel bad. You desperately wanted it to finally understand its mistake so it wouldn't happen ever again. But all it truly understood in that moment was that its favorite person in the world suddenly turned into a terrifying, unpredictable stranger. It didn't actually learn a valuable lesson about chewing expensive shoes or making messy mistakes on the living room rug like you hoped. It only learned that sometimes, without warning, the person it trusts most becomes terrifying, and that looking away might save you both from violence. Next time you feel the hot anger rising inside you over a chewed slipper or a spilled trash can in the kitchen, take a deep breath. Look closely at how incredibly small it makes itself just trying to appease your sudden, overwhelming, and scary rage. See that turned head not as stubborn defiance, but as a deeply desperate, loving plea for peace between the two of you right now. Drop your tense shoulders immediately. Soften your angry eyes. Watch closely how quickly and happily it comes running back to your safe side. It'll completely forgive your scary, loud outburst in an absolute fraction of a second, without any hesitation or lingering bitterness at all. Because to your loyal dog, there's absolutely no mistake big enough to ever break this beautiful, enduring bond you two share together. Call it over to you right now. Pet its head softly. Let it know it's completely safe to look at you again today.